What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Target exclusive Black Widow Deadly Origins. And so here we have Black Widow posed and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's run through her accessories really quickly. She does come with 3 different weapons. She does come with a handgun, which looks good. The exact same handgun with a silencer on it. And then we also do have a sniper rifle. She also does come with 2 muzzle flare effects, which do go into every single gun. And then she has 2 different muzzle smoke effects that can also peg onto every single gun. Other than that, Black Widow here doesn't come with anything else, which is understandable. I think she comes with just enough accessories. So, with that out of the way, guys, let's actually have a closer look at Black Widow. And so here we have a closer look at Black Widow, and I think Hasbro has done an amazing job with this figure. It looks really nice. I do like the way it came out. I do love the fact that she doesn't have a generic Marvel Legends female face. If you've been collecting Marvel Legends, you know that a lot of the female characters tend to have these really generic faces, and Black Widow here actually does have a face that's very different from all the other faces, which I am glad. I absolutely love the way her hair looks. The fact that it's combed back, and then we do have a little bit coming off to the front right here, and then it's blowing off to the side. It looks really nice here, and I think they did a good job with Black Widow's face. Now, for the most part, this figure is reuse. There's a lot of reuse going on this figure. This is actually the Ultimate Rider's Black Widow torso. Well, the entire body is the Ultimate Rider's Black Widow. The only additions is a new head sculpt. We get a belt, and then the braces are completely different. But other than that, the base body for this figure is the Ultimate Rider's Black Widow. I have no problems with that, seeing as how that was a really nice Black Widow figure. And honestly, one of my favorites in my collection. Really do love the line work on it. Unfortunately, because it's all cast in one color, you kind of lose some of the details that you didn't lose when it was a black with some of the details painted on, like the zipper. We had a painted on belt, but I am glad that this one does have an actual belt, which looks much better. And then you can see it does have the Black Widow insignia right there, and then you can give it some attitude if you really want to. Really do like the fact that her, what are they, the stingers? I'm going to call them the stingers, but they do come in the same gold plastic that her belt does, so they do match. Kind of wish that we got some effects for those, like on the Walmart version, but I think this is a really good little figure. And again, there's really not much to say, because from the neck piece, and I do mean the neck piece because the neck is a separate piece, down to the feet, it's all just cast in this pearlized white color. Now, it's not a big issue, but it does lack some details. Like maybe a boot would have been nice, but I know that for the costume that this is accurate. Just kind of wish that they had differentiated her jumpsuit from her boot, because it kind of looks like she's wearing a onesie. Other than that, I think Black Widow here does look really nice, and she does fit into your comic book collection really well, and that's just a really gorgeous head sculpt. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get her pose and compare to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Black Widow posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Black Widow posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have Black Widow posed next to a Hasbro Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. Here we have Black Widow posed next to the Infinity War Black Widow and the deluxe version of Black Widow. And finally, here we have Black Widow posed next to the Ultimate Rider's Black Widow and the Marvel Legends Winter Soldier. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually move on to her articulation. Now, Black Widow here does have the standard female articulation for a Marvel Legends figure. She does have a ball joint in the head, which does look up. It doesn't really look up too well just because of the long hair. It does look down quite a bit. Then we also do get a hinge, which does allow her to look down even further. No backwards movement, unfortunately. Head does turn left and right. You do have to be cautious about how the hair is, because that will get in the way. We do get some pretty decent head tilt on here, which is really good. Arms do go out to the side really nicely, all the way around. We do have swivel and hinge right here at the elbow. For her left hand, we do have an in and out hinge. Right hand, we have an up and down hinge, but they both swivel nicely. We do have a abdomen joint, which goes back and forward a little bit, goes side to side. Some rotation. It's a little bit tight on mine, but I'd rather it be tight than loose. No waist articulation, but we do have hips that go out and back, out to the side really nicely. We do have swivel at the hip. Double bend in the knee. Works really good there. No boot cut swivel, but we do have a hinge in the ankle which goes back and forward. And of course, forward facing pin for rocker ankle. So overall, pretty decent articulation here on Black Widow. You can get her into just about any pose you can think of, which I do like that. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get her posed for my final thoughts. And so here we have Black Widow posed for my final thoughts. And overall, I really like this version of the Black Widow. I mean, she does come with a lot of nice little effects, which I am thankful that Hasbro is starting to add muzzle flare effects to their guns. I think it's a welcomed addition to any Marvel Legends figures when we actually do get fire effects for the weapons. I think the smoke does add a little bit to the guns, especially when you have a diorama where she just finished shooting and finishing a mission. I think that's a really nice little detail. Now, as far as this figure goes, I do think this is one of the better Black Widow figures that Hasbro has put out. It's really hard to argue which one is the best, but I think the head sculpt on this one is done nicely. And if you want a head swap with the Ultimate Riders Black Widow, you can. It does fit perfectly, so just be aware that if you want to mix and match the heads, you can. Although the look for this Black Widow, I think, is perfect. If you are looking for the Deadly Origin Black Widow, she is exclusive only to Target, so you will have to go to Target to track her down. I was lucky enough to find mine at retail. I didn't have to pay the secondhand market. If you are fortunate enough to find her in stores and you're a fan of Black Widow, or just like this costume or the comics that this comes from, definitely pick it up. You won't be disappointed. And with that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go check out all my other action figure reviews as well as all my other Marvel Legend videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.